Futures and options on futures trading involve substantial risk and is not a suitable investment for all types of investors. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. When I use the word I in this video, it refers to what I teach in my charting course or what I author in my twice daily oral and written updates. Prices shown on charts and quote boards are in real time and take into account all known activity up to this point in time. And if you'd like to read more of this disclaimer, simply hit the pause key on your video player.
Good day, all. Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your financial market update for this Monday, the 27th of August, last trading week of the month, in fact. And this is 2018, the 27th, as I said, just after 4:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Well, the stock market got a feel this morning that things were going to improve between the U.S. and Mexico. And as it did, it went up, and it never looked back the rest of the day. It went from the 25,805 on up to 26,089, so a nice gain, 280 points, almost, you can see what went on there. Beautiful gain for the day, and that's because the U.S. and Mexico, for all purposes, have reached a deal. Yes, it's got to go through the 90-day ratification. Yes, there'll be new midterm elections before it can be ratified, but who's going to say no to a deal? I can't envision that Congress doesn't want to do the deal, whoever gets in or whoever's retaining the ownership of the House. The Senate, I think, will stay with the Republicans from what I'm seeing. Then we had more good news in the sense that the government announced its farm aid package. So you had a day of a lot of information. The stock markets roar to the upside, the dollar down. It's interesting that in Europe, Italy is threatening to no longer give $20 billion a year to the European Union if the European Union does not do something to help it with its borders and the immigrants coming in. Please understand, this is not politics as usual in Italy. You have a government that's basically set up on separatist issues, as I see it. They want to spend when the EU doesn't want them to, and now they're threatening a package where I think it would have meat that they don't want to give money unless they get protection on their borders from all these immigrants coming in. So it's not only the U.S., by the way, that has an immigration issue. There's plenty of other spots. As you take a look at the market, what can I say? The old high was 28.7450. You're now through that. This is a new settlement high. Settlement. 28.9840. I'm going to remove that now. Don't have to deal with it any longer. As we come in and we take a look at the chart, look at how it just broke out to the upside. Now, one of the things some traders could argue, and I just want you to see it, they could argue that this was a shoulder, a head, comes up here, develops another shoulder, not a lot of development there, moves up, and today's breakout carries it away from it. I wouldn't be surprised if some analysts put that on their chart. Remember what I've told you. I find chart patterns interesting and certainly look at them, hard to catch them. When you come to the swing lines, which I like this a lot more, the market's got higher lows, higher highs, bull trend. The market is staying over the 18-day average, made a run for it, never did quite get back to it. And this is the first move over the upper Bollinger Band. Now, you only stay over or under Bollinger Bands 5% of the time. I wouldn't be surprised if all this euphoria that came in, the market sets back a little bit, but I think there'll be willing buyers on this as we get into the fall and traders look and say to themselves, you know something, from a fundamental point of view, Trump did his first deal. If you believe in the domino theory that the first one that goes down leans on the next, Canada will be here tomorrow to discuss the trade deal, what they see, Europe after that. China will probably be the last of this whole group, if we even do a deal with them. In the slow stochastics, the market is sideways and broken out to the upside today, carrying with it, if we take a look here, does it embed? Day one was on Friday, day two today. A minor pullback tomorrow will give it the embedded reading, and until that be lost, it would add more fuel to the buying power. In the NASDAQ, just overbought, went to the upper Bollinger Band, ran out of the momentum there, still has the pattern of higher lows, higher highs. So trend up, bias up, hit its upside target. Dow hit its upside target again. You hit it there, you backed off, you went again in the market. And if we look at the slow stochastics, both numbers are over 80 today. Both were over 80 on Friday, and both were over 80 on Thursday. This is power. So until it loses that number, I think on pullbacks you're going to see willing buyers in the Dow. The market that has not given anyone a chance in it as it runs the upper Bollinger Band with an embedded reading is the Russell. Just running away, staying either side day in and day out of that band, and it's trying to push it out and break it out to the upside to see where it can take it. Interesting that as the stock market's setting these highs, the VIX was up a little bit. The market is in a downtrend, lower highs, lower lows. If it gets down to the 1028 level, I would expect to see put writers, you heard me, writers show up looking for whatever it hits to get back to the 18-day average. It's been doing that, especially on the upside, on a pretty regular basis now if they're writing the calls. In the bond market, today's action, you still have the bonds with an embedded reading, but the fact that the market closed literally at the day's low means when you reopen tonight, you keep your eye on that. That's the setup where you often lose that reading. And I say that because you lost it already in your 10-year notes today. When that occurs, it's often a prelude to price and the red line, the 18-day average of closes, coming together. We'll see if that sets it up. TLT still has the embedded reading. Again, it closed near the low. I'll look at all those tonight to see what they do. But the fact that the 10 years already lost it is a warning sign to me that maybe this rally's run its course. In the dollar index, bearish. Lower highs, lower lows. The combination of the president, if you will, jawboning down the dollar here, then getting last week Fed Chair Powell coming in and talking not as hawkish as many thought he might, has been giving this market, what, a break in the dollar index. Next target, if it wants to hit it, is the lower Bollinger Band. The flip-flop is true in the eurocurrency, and it's pretty interesting, as I told you about Italy, and it's not wearing on this market just yet. Might want to work a bit higher to the 117.47 level. It is overbought. It's the flip-flop of the dollar. The British pound, trying again to be good. Now, can it do anything with no Brexit becomes the question. I would not be surprised to see new short sellers come in if prices get under 128.00. First, the buyers will try to, I think, defend their position at 128.59 and see if they can drive the market higher. In the yen, the market's making a run to come back up to the 18-day average of closes via being oversold. It is not trending. It is a market caught in the sideways action of the Bollinger Bands with a higher high, lower low. Remember, Bollinger Bands keep a market trading within them 95% of the time. But it's crucial to understand, are they going sideways or are they already into market that is broken out, trending one way or the other? This is a market definitely looking for direction. In Bitcoin, you have a pattern of higher lows, higher highs. That's bullish. The bias is up. The market closed over the 18-day average. The momentum in the market is up as well. If the market decides to make a run, 73.33 is an upside target. To put back into play any form of downside, you've got to get back under 62.25 under the current pattern. In the crude, talking about WTI versus Brent. Well, the Brent's still gaining. Iran has set out a whole new stream of media talk to France today, telling them they want guarantees of banking. Iran wants guarantees of insurance. They want guarantees of this and that. Here's what they're going to be guaranteed. They're not getting any deal. It's really that simple. That deal will come apart. They can go on and do what they want. And they cemented their own fortune today when they signed another deal with Syria to keep their forces there and create mischief. So I think that that is in part what's behind this as you look at the politics. You're up at the upper Bollinger Band, so you got to be cautious because you're overbought and you have hit upside targets now. In the WTI, you hit them on Friday. You're still there. All these markets are a bit rich in price from a term of hitting the upper Bollinger Band. Gasoline back up. Why not? I think I've been correctly mentioning here, we have another driving event ahead of us this week, the Labor Day week, and then Monday, no one's at work, so it's going to be a funny next week and a half or so as the markets are closed and people are driving to families. Do they come back on Tuesday, or do they take that week off, and then the real season kicks in the week after for getting back to business and the kids in school? Depends where you live. Are the kids in school or not? We'll find out from different areas. In the natural gas, the market broke down. It's left its uptrend. So now the question is support at the 100-day average Bollinger Band, resistance 292. Not a trend trade, but certainly lost its upside way in the market again. And we get into that funny time of the year here where while we're hot in Chicago, we were near 100 in our humidity index, and the heat was yesterday near that. And today we're still very, very hot, but it starts waning. We have less amount of sun each day, and that creates that perfect storm, if you will, for the market where you don't need nat gas for air conditioning or for heat just yet, and you start losing some of that demand. I want to remind you, price counts. This is the pattern in gold right now. Will it act like that becomes the question. We sent out to everybody that's on our mailing list a price count that, maybe a half hour to an hour ago. So check your mailbox. You probably have it, and one of our brokers wrote it up and gave you an idea. You can call up, get on the list. You can go to our website, sign up for daily charts of price counts, or you can click up here. In the meantime, I'm Ira Epstein. An exciting day. You have a good one yourself, and I will talk to everybody come tomorrow. Take care.